Hello, love. It's Kat here. Welcome into today's reading. So, for today's reading, we are changing it up a bit and we are just going to create a collective reading. So, if you were drawn to this reading, there is a message of insight or guidance in it that you're meant to receive at this time. So, thank you for tuning in and receiving the beautiful messages that we're going to receive today. So while I'm shuffling the deck, if you'd like to set an intention or ask a question on something that you would like to receive guidance or insight on, go ahead and take a moment to set those intentions now. And trust that you'll receive the answers, the guidance, the insight exactly when you're meant to. And I'm also setting the intention that this is a timeless reading. So if you're drawn to this reading at a different time than when I'm initially sharing it, that is okay. That means that there is just a message of insight that you're meant to receive at the time that you feel drawn to tap into this reading. All right, so we already have one card jumping out, flipping over. We have the Seven of Vessels, Seven of Cups, with mourning. Okay, so there's some type of release energy that we're working with here. Maybe some of us are grieving the loss of something or working through the process of removing something from your life, from your energy field. All right, let's see what we have. We also have the Nine of Bows with respect. Nine of Bows with respect. This is the bows, I believe, are the swords in this deck. We have like bows and arrows and they always confuse me. Yeah, here we have Five of Bows with empowerment. Okay, we're going to get two more and then we'll get into the messages. Let's get one more. Just one more, Spirit. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's see. Okay, we have 14 balance. All right, we got balance there, temperance. And we have 10 of Bows with responsibility. All right, yeah, these are the wands. Oh, I think I said they were swords. These are the wands. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. Okay, so yeah, there's something that you are moving away from, something you're leaving behind. This could be a relationship, a job, an environment. It's going to be different for everyone. This could even be like a belief system, something like a concept that you're holding on to about yourself, about a community, just any type of perspective. Like there's just a shift happening for you in relationship to how you viewed something in your life, yourself, someone else, or situation overall. And then for some of you, you're actually moving away from something on a physical level, leaving behind a relationship, leaving behind a community or a job, a career path. You know, it's going to be different for everybody. But what this shift has initiated in your life is so freeing, okay? And it's helping to invite in and restore this sense of balance where you felt as though things just were not working out for you, or you know, for some of you, you felt as though you weren't receiving the respect that you deserved. You were bearing the weight of all this responsibility, not receiving the care, not receiving the attention, the acknowledgement that you wanted to receive from these experiences and situations. And now you've made the decision to leave all that energy behind. You know, you're saying, forget you. If you don't see my worth, you don't see my value, you don't appreciate it, then I'm going to pick up and I'm going to shift my energy towards experiences and relationships that will offer you the level of respect and care and love that you deserve and truly desire. Now, again, for some of you, this is about giving those things back to yourself. Okay, so some of you may have been holding on to concepts or belief systems in your subconscious mind and your subconscious energy where you weren't allowing yourself to see the value that you have and that you bring to the table in whatever situation this can be applied to for you, okay? So let's see if Spirit will give me an example here. Okay, so I'm getting an example around career and work here, okay? So somebody, maybe you have recently or not so recently decided to leave traditional societal work fields, okay? So like leaving your 9 to 5, and you've decided to pursue your own business in some way. This is just going to be an example, but I'm seeing so many variables here, okay? So some of you could be pursuing like a business of your own where you're taking the role as entrepreneur, or some of you are just leaving your 9 to 5 to pursue more creative passions. And even though you're still serving as an entrepreneur in some way, that's not the main focus of what you're doing. It's more so about the creative aspect of what you're exploring. But just for the example here, I'm seeing that, you know, you've left a 9 to 5, you're pursuing entrepreneurial work. But when you decided to leave that 9 to 5 and start going off on your own path, you realized that you had all these layers and layers of conditioned beliefs or mindsets or trainings that were implicated on you from that 9 to 5 corporate job, you know, such as receiving merits for the work that you've done, receiving like little gold stars for the things that you've done in your day-to-day at that 9 to 5 job. But when you become an entrepreneur, you know, nobody's there rooting you on, telling you you're doing great, telling you to keep going. And so that sense of responsibility, it kind of falls onto you. But what can happen a lot of the time is when you're not receiving that positive reinforcement, whether through the support system of your community, such as your coworkers and your boss, or through reciprocation of like getting sales or having people see your work or tell you how amazing the work that you're doing is, these subconscious beliefs can kind of come up and rear their head at you and tell you that things aren't good, that you're not good enough. All this energy of worthiness wounds start coming up, all these subconscious belief systems that you're holding around what it is that you're doing, what it is that you're putting out. And so for some of you, I'm seeing a big shift in that energy where there's something that you took on as a belief about yourself that's not true at all. Okay, it's just something that very naturally happened because of things that you were doing and how things were or were not responding to you. And now you've decided to let go of those old belief systems and retrain your ability to see the more positive energies and aspects of what it is that you're actually doing. So it's more so about getting to the root of what it is that you want to be experiencing in these situations, in these relationships, whether with others or physical environments or with yourself, and reclaiming that sense of responsibility over your perspective and how you show up and connect with these experiences, with these situations, and with these people in your day-to-day life. Okay, so really big shifts that we're working through here right now. It's going to be different for everyone. This is going to come through a means of physical release in your life, or just recognition that the way you've been viewing things in your personal life or in your personal relationships, whether it's a relationship with another person or an environment or situation, it has to change because things aren't working out the way you're wanting them to work in terms of reciprocity and this energy of balance and how you receive support because of the way that you're viewing these situations, or because of what you're allowing to come into your energy field, or how you're allowing others to talk to you or communicate with you about the things that you're doing in your personal life that don't initiate a sense of reciprocity, respect, support, and love and empowerment. Okay, so you're saying no more to all that negative, no more to lack of support, no more to feeling unworthy, and you're saying yes to the love, yes to the empowerment, yes to people who are encouraging you, yes to places that actually feel comfortable and supportive to you, so that you don't feel as though you have to work through all this heavy energy from things that just are not necessary for you to take on. You don't need to take on that added layer of emotional processing. Like there's just like this layer of emotional processing that you can maybe falter to operating from when you're in these situations that don't support you, and it's just like an added weight that you no longer have to carry with you moving forward. Like you're recognizing that that's just not something that's supporting you, and it's not something that you have to continue putting up with or believing in. You can choose to reframe and reroute to help you align with belief systems that are actually supportive and reciprocal, and experiences, situations, and relationships as well. Okay, look at that. We have bird coming out with freedom and opportunity. Yes, so this is the energy that you're embodying now. You feel free, free as a bird. I think that's a song, free as a bird. You can fly as high as a bird. You're gaining new insight, new perspective, and through that new insight, through that new perspective, you are receiving new opportunities of connection. All right, we also have soil here with stability and simplicity. Keep it simple. All right, I'm hearing that KISS. I said that to somebody the other day too. Just keep it simple. It's like you're recognizing that there's this heavy energy, this weight that you've been carrying because you've been trying to complicate things. You've been trying to piece things together that aren't necessarily fitting together. And once you allow yourself to recognize that those pieces of the puzzle just don't go together, and they're not going to go together, you can free up space to find the piece that's actually going to fit with that other piece that wasn't working with the other piece. Okay. And so you're being guided to just keep it simple. If that puzzle piece doesn't fit, toss it out and try another one, try another one, try another one. And just with that too, Spirit saying, again, don't implicate so much. They're saying, like, don't implicate so much emotional and mental energy around what it is that you're trying to achieve or do. Because here I do see something we didn't really talk about. Is there something that you're trying to accomplish with this 10 of bows in order to restore this sense of balance? There's something that you're wanting to move closer towards. It's just you've been feeling very weighed down by something, someone, a place, or a mindset belief. And you haven't been able to get yourself there. But now you're shifting all this energy around, and you're clearing out the space of what doesn't align so that you can continue moving forward without this heavy weight bearing you down and unable to really see the path forward and to walk freely towards that path without, having to carry all this weight. So like you're removing all this weight, all these wands from your back, and now you can stand up straight and you can just walk straight up the mountain without trudging through, because you're not carrying all this weight from other people experiences, or past experiences or beliefs. Okay. The message slipped away though where I was going with that. Let's see if we can get it back. It was around keeping it simple. Oh, the mental and emotional energy. It slipped away, loves. You guys know that always happens. The message comes in and goes out. It's about like not. Oh yes. Okay, I got it back. Okay, yes, because there's something that you're moving towards, and Spirit's saying, don't allow yourself to focus so much on like this mental and emotional energy that may be attached to where it is that you're trying to move towards and from what it is that you're trying to move away from. So it's okay, there's something that you're leaving behind, and it's okay to allow yourself to feel and process any thoughts or emotions that come up around you, releasing that energy from your life, from your situation, but you don't want to get hung up on it and constantly reflecting and obsessing about it. We want to just let it flow through and then let it go, and then focus on the steps moving forward through actually taking action steps. Okay, so you have all bows here and just this one cups, and bows are the energy of forward movement, of actually applying yourself to creating the friction, the energy that you want to create through taking those steps forward. Okay, and so Spirit's really asking you to just keep it simple and focus on the next step. You don't have to focus on the next 5 steps, and you don't have to focus on what it is that you've just left behind. You already know what you've just left behind. You already know what it is that you're wanting to work to in terms of that first, second, third, fourth, fifth step. But all you can do right now in this present moment is take that first step, whatever it is to you and for you. You already know what the next step is. That's where you need to bring your focus. And then once you complete that next step, the second step, open up, reveal itself to you if you don't already know. But you can't get there until you take that first step. And so they're really asking you to just keep it simple, focus on what needs to be done, and allow yourself to release the mental and emotional energy that may be preventing you from taking those steps forward. All right, so let's pull a couple tea leaf oracle cards here. All right, let's see. We'll get a couple and then we'll see what's coming up with the tea leaf. Okay, and then I've got the other stack of it here. This one's stuck on the table, so we'll take that one. And then we've got a month. Okay, so let's see what we've got going on here. So we have sunrise, new creative ideas, new ventures, and a fresh start. All right. We also have bouquet, compliments from an admirer. Okay, we've got dog, protection from a powerful friend. Stork, news of a birth or a new business opportunity. Wow, these cards are in alignment, very connected. We also have hat. You will be playing a different role. And then we have the month of July. Okay, so we are almost in the summer months. All right, July is just around the corner. It's going to be here before we know it. But let's see what's coming up here. Okay, so first, Spirit is reminding you that you do have systems of support around you. To those of you who resonate with leaving a specific relationship behind, anything that you're leaving behind really is what Spirit's saying here. You have other systems of support, but specifically they're saying, like, if there's a specific relationship you're leaving behind or a specific community of people that you're trying to disconnect from, you do have other systems of support and other relationships in your life, whether it's from, other friends, family members, different communities that you've been involved in the past or that you're trying to connect with now. Where you're at, you will develop and create new systems of support. Okay, so somebody needs to hear that. There are new connections that are waiting to connect with you and provide you with the sense of encouragement, love, and support that you are seeking to have in your life and your relationships and connections. Okay, and the other thing we have is the double energy here with the sunrise and the stork, bringing in this fresh new start, new ideas, new opportunities, new paths, new creative ventures. We also have the opportunity here as well. And so through you finally declaring to yourself and to the universe around you, the world around you, your relationships, your environments, whatever it is, through you declaring that this is no longer working and something has to change, the new opportunities, the new pathways are going to very naturally open up to you. Okay, the way that you've been doing things has not been working, and it's time to pivot, it's time to shift, it's time to start trying things in a new light, in a new way. Okay, the way that you've been doing them has not been working. The people that you've been connecting with has not been working. And so it's time to try something new and invite in new energy. Now, with that being said, at first it may feel very different because you have to step outside your comfort zone in order to see where you're going to land, where you're going to fall as you start to shift into this new energy and onto this new path. So it's almost like taking that leap of faith into something new and not quite knowing if it's going to catch you in a sense of support. But you do have the energy of support with the dog and the bouquet here. And just the energy overall is representing this energy of support. And it's also Spirit saying that you also know that you're going to be supported on this path moving forward because of the changes that you've implicated or initiated from leaving behind whatever was not working for you. Like that initiation really comes from you declaring that you weren't receiving what you needed from people, places, experiences, or the mindsets that you were holding on to, and now you're shifting it. You're transitioning into this recognition and acknowledgement that things have to change so that the support you do desire can come in. And if you find yourself walking on a new path and things feel very similar to how they were before, you'll know and you'll be able to pivot to a different path, a different direction. And then you'll see like, wow, this is kind of what I was missing. This is the support that I needed. This is the encouragement that I needed. This is what needed to change. And then you'll be able to invite it in, settle into that new path, and get familiar with it. With this hat, it says you will be playing a different role. Okay, so you are going to have to show up in the spaces that you've been in, that you're making these changes to, or in these new spaces in a different way, because you don't want to continue repeating the cycle around what it is that you've released, what it is that you've transitioned out of, or those mindset beliefs that you were holding on to that you are shifting now that you're transitioning. And so you will have to constantly remind yourself you're in a new space, you're doing things a different way, you're thinking about things in a different way, and so on and so forth. Okay, and then for the July, I just feel here with July, let's see what's going on with July. I feel this is when you'll feel a little bit more settled in whatever it is that you're shifting out of and shifting into. Like you'll feel more settled, more comfortable. We have Caterpillar. Things will not always be this way. A change is coming. Yeah, so you'll feel a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more settled. Let's see, Caterpillar. I almost want to say like you'll be coming out of the cocoon, but announcement. Yeah, there's some kind of announcement that's coming for you in July. So maybe I'm getting intuitively here, there's something that you've been working towards, such as this big shift, this transition that you're working towards, working to initiate. You're going through a process. This is a process. Again, it's not going to happen overnight. The results that you're seeking, it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to happen through you taking one step at a time, taking that step that's available to you now, then taking the next step, and so on and so forth. But as you continue taking it step by step by step, and just reminding yourself of the changes that you're initiating in your life, in your mindset, in your relationships, your environments, and so on and so forth, through that experience, come July, you'll be receiving some type of announcement that will confirm to you that the changes you've been implicating, the path that you've been walking, is supportive and is initiating the changes that you were hoping to initiate from you, removing these things that weren't supportive from your life. Okay, so you'll have more clarity, peace, and understanding as to why you had to go through this process overall by the month of July. I'm seeing like June, July, by the summer months. Okay, all right, so let's go ahead and pull our last card now. So we're just going to pull one or two animal cards. These are animal and they have like herbs on them as well. So let's see. Okay, so we have one. All right, so we have salamander and black pepper with inspiration. Yeah, so you're receiving so much insight, inspiration for what you want to be pursuing, who you want to be connecting with, what you want to be manifesting or envisioning for your life path moving forward. And so the salamander and black pepper is here to just remind you to write down your dreams. Okay, keep notes around what it is that you're feeling inspired to pursue, what it is that you're feeling inspired to create, because I feel like you're getting a ton of downloads, a ton of inspiration for new creative pursuits that you're wanting to pursue. And so make sure that you write them down, but also remind yourself to not become overwhelmed with all these insights and ideas that you're receiving, and to allow yourself to just pick one and go from there. Okay, you can write down the ideas as they come to you, but there's just one that has been on your mind, been in your heart for quite some time, something very specific that you're wanting to pursue, that you're wanting to connect with, and that's the one that Spirit is asking you to act on this means of inspiration and move forward with. Okay, so what is that one thing that comes to mind right now that you want to do, that you want to call in, that you want to connect with? Just go with the first thing that came to mind as I asked you that. And now, what can you do today to help get yourself closer to aligning with that energy, with creating that path? What's one thing you can do today? And it doesn't have to be something big, it can be something very small, such as, creating an account, going out and getting the supplies, just gathering the supplies. Maybe you already have them in your home, just gathering them, sending a letter to somebody, sending that text, picking up the phone and giving them a call. It can be very, very simple, something very, very small, just to help you initiate that energy and affirm to yourself and to the universe that this is something that you're wanting to move forward with. And then tomorrow, ask yourself again, what's the next step? What can I do next to further implicate that this is the path that I want to align with, and how can I further get myself there? What's the next step? But for now, we're going to focus on the first one today, and then go out and do it. And then tomorrow, ask yourself that other question. What can you do tomorrow? And so on and so forth. Okay. All right, loves. So that is it for your reading today. I thank you so much for tuning in and allowing me to deliver these messages of guidance. If you enjoyed this reading, please give this video a thumbs up and comment down below. Let me know what it is that you have left behind, what it is that you're transforming and reclaiming a sense of reciprocity towards. What is this new idea, this new inspiration, this new insight that you're finally allowing yourself to work towards and create and call upon your path? I would love to hear from you and how the messages of insight that came through in this reading resonated with you. Thank you so much once again. Love. Until next time. Bye.